Hello and welcome back to FPL Focus. My name is Graham and this time we'll be doing a team selection video looking at game week 14. Lots to look at, transfer ideas. Let's get into it. Before we do though, please do smash that subscribe button, hit the like button. Let's see if we can get 8 likes on the video. Right, let's get into it. So Focus Crew, here we are, game week 14. You can see I'm ranked 2.5 million. 2.4 million in my FPL bank and 1 free transfer. You can see the score percentage above. You can see how Haaland is top again. What a surprise. You got Watkins. An interesting one though, Isaac creeping in there for Newcastle. Now that Callum Wilson's not fit and firing, he could be a good player to look at. Also, this video is powered by Drafthound. There's a link in the description. It's just a really handy FPL tool that helps you make game week decisions. Obviously, you've got all the stats on there, and what you do with the stats is down to you really as a manager. So let's get into the team selection now. We'll be having a look at the goalkeepers and the defence. So here we go, game week 14. You can see above, we've got the score percentages for game week 14. Haaland tops it. Interesting name in there, Isaac. I quite like that one. All the fixtures as well for you, so you can see who's playing who. But let's start with the team. I've got Sanchez of Chelsea and Leno of Fulham. Sanchez and Chelsea going and playing Brighton at home. Leno and Fulham, Liverpool away. Now, team selection will be revealed at the end of this video. But this is my team so far and what I have. And then we move into defence. Got Tsimikas, Liverpool got that Fulham at home fixture. Matty Cash, who came off early in the game week. Emery hooking him. Now, I wouldn't go panicking as such. He did pick up a yellow card, and I think that might have been a reason against Tottenham. They didn't want him to get a red card. Maybe it's tactical thinking from Emery. But it is obviously always going to be a cause for concern. But I would expect Matty Cash to be all right. Fixtures do get a little bit bumpy along the way. But for now, I think I'm going to keep Matty Cash. Another thing also, if you were to replace Matty Cash, it's not that easy to find a replacement defender. If you do want Arsenal defenders and you haven't looked at them already, I would recommend Saliba and Gabriel as the most nailed. Obviously Gabriel being slightly cheaper. Zinchenko, one that comes in there, but he obviously rotates with Tomiyasu, so there is that danger dependent on Arsenal fixtures. Again, when we look at Arsenal fixtures, they're the highest percentage for clean sheets. So the defensive stats are up for Arsenal this season compared to last season. So looking really good defensively. I've got Gabriel, as you can see, and I do fancy him more to get an attacking return. He's always right up there on corners. I do think a goal is due for him, I really do. Wolves at home next. I think that's a good fixture for Arsenal. Also got Kieran Trippier in there. They've got Man United at home next. Newcastle fixtures looking a little bit bumpy. They've got the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, Man United in there. So a bit bumpy for them. I think Eddie Howe is going to need some players to return fully fit and as soon as possible, whilst also trying to balance Champions League football. So anyway, let's get into that midfield next, people. So here's the midfield. Bukayo Saka, beautiful player. Beautiful points last game week. I did captain him, got the assist and his bonus points that he picked up. Very handy, absolutely fine against Wolves. I think he will terrorise them. Odegaard's back now. I think getting his second game under his belt since returning from that injury might be a bit more sharper. So I'm happy there. Mbeumo, a massive one for people thinking about bringing back. He's got Luton at home next. I've kept him through the whole thing, but I do think he is a very good option to bring in. Fixtures looking very good. Let's just have a look at his fixtures. He's got Luton at home, Brighton away, then Sheffield United away in game week 16. So fixtures really looking okay there, but he does blank in that game week 18 if we're looking further afield. Something to also take into account. James Ward-Prowse though, fixtures wise, I'll just take a look at them. He's been doing well. I think he's really at home in that West Ham shirt. Next up, he is playing Crystal Palace at home, then Tottenham away, then Fulham away. I'm quite happy. He's sort of the player that I like to describe as will tick along nicely, and he's just so deadly on free kicks and set pieces. I expect him to pick up points here and there. Happy to have him. And then Moussa Diaby, he also got hooked last game week. Bournemouth away next. Hopefully he can battle for his place again. But I do say Leon Bailey, who came on, looked really sharp and did change the game for Aston Villa. I'd like to think that Diaby would get back in the team. I think when you do get hooked, you want to make up for it, and I'm sure he will for sure. Bournemouth away next, Man City at home, then Arsenal at home. So he could be a possible transfer out over the next few game weeks. Let's just see. Do Aston Villa blank in game week 18? Fixtures. No, they don't. They've got Sheffield United at home in game week 18. So that is not a bad game at all. But yeah, in the immediate term, I would be looking at getting Diaby out possibly. But there is another player that I would like to get out. We will come on to that next as I look at the strike force. So here we go. Strike force, team selection, players in red are on the bench. So we've gone with Sanchez in goal against Brighton Hove Albion at home. Think they're looking alright. Chelsea need to bounce back though, and it's a better option for me than Bernd Leno, who obviously plays Liverpool away. And after Leno's performance the other night, made a few mistakes actually. So definitely I will go with Sanchez. Then I've gone for Tsimikas in there. I do worry once Robertson comes back, but for now should be fine. Fulham at home. Then Trippier will be playing Man United at home. I don't mind that. I don't think, despite a Garnacho goal and that performance, that United have fully turned a corner yet. I think Newcastle will give them a game. Gabriel, spoke about earlier, Wolves at home next. Hopefully he is due that attacking return from set pieces. Again, if you do need an Arsenal defender, go for Gabriel or Saliba. Those two I would definitely go for. Saka and Odegaard in there playing against Wolves. That's fine. I've got the vice captaincy there on Saka so far. Haaland does get the captain's armband against Tottenham at home. James Ward-Prowse, who spoke about. Mbemo, we know, is a hold. His fixtures are fine. Diaby could be a bit of a concern long term. Bournemouth away. But my plan this week is to roll my transfer. I'm quite happy with this lineup. Solanke benched there. Aston Villa at home. Matty Cash benched as well. Bournemouth away. After he got hooked, I just prefer to go Tsimikas, Trippier and Gabriel in that defence. And obviously if Tsimikas doesn't play, then obviously Cash will auto sub in if he does get some minutes. So, it's not absolute panic stage for me at the moment, but I have started to think about game week 18, and that's where Julio Alvarez comes in. Obviously blanking in game week 18. But for this Tottenham game, I would like to actually hold on to him. Fixtures: Tottenham at home, next for Man City. Then Aston Villa away, then Luton away. Crystal Palace at home before that blank in 18. So it's a question, do you want to get rid of him now? I possibly will do next game week. I'll be looking at the likes of Alexander Isak. I think that would be a good transfer to make. But as I always say to you people, do hold those transfers. See what happens in Europe. Try and make a plan. Think about your blank game week 18 and see how many players you got that do blank then. And start to come up with an idea of what you want to do before you get there. Obviously if you roll in transfers it can help you, which is what I'm doing this game week. And I'm thinking of looking at getting rid of Alvarez, Diaby. But for now, rolling the transfer, happy with this team. Let's absolutely go. Need that green arrow. I wish you all a green arrow as well. And thank you for watching. Take care.